Good evening. My name is Peter Lebonsky, and I'm proud to serve as Board Chair of Lawyers Alliance and to welcome you to the 2020 Business Law and Leadership Gala. For more than 50 years, Lawyers Alliance has been an anchor and an advocate for the public interest legal community. During this time, our staff and pro bono attorneys have provided more than 15,000 nonprofit organizations with the legal assistance they need to preserve and to thrive. In our 51st year, Lawyers Alliance is strengthening organizations that provide housing, stimulate economic opportunity, improve urban health and education, promote community arts, and operate vital programs that benefit low-income New Yorkers of all ages. Lawyers Alliance is unique for its focus on business law and transactional pro bono matters, and our expertise for the nonprofit community is second to none. Each one of you is important to Lawyers Alliance's success. We value every one of our clients, volunteers, honorees, donors, and friends. Together, we can make New York City and our nation a better place to live and work. Some initial thank yous. But first, I hope you all enjoyed your Lawyers Alliance themed drink. Green is for the color of life, renewal, nature, and energy, which are evident tonight. It is also the color of money, and this gala is indeed one of Lawyers Alliance's principal sources of revenue, so hopefully you can enjoy the cocktail and drink and give generously. I want to recognize the members of Lawyers Alliance's Board of Directors, Board of Advisors, and exceptional staff for their dedication to Lawyers Alliance and for staying tuned to the program tonight. Special thanks to tonight's gala sponsors and benefactors, as well as the institutions that supported the 50th anniversary campaign for the future. They are listed in the gala program. Cheers to the donors to Lawyers Alliance's 2019-2020 law firm appeal, led this year by Neil Barr and Michael Kaplan of Davis Polk and Ward Will. You and our many other foundation, corporate, and individual donors are enabling Lawyers Alliance to be a nonprofit and pro bono leader during these uncertain times. With your support, the Lawyers Alliance team is working hard to help nonprofit organizations responding to the public health, human rights, and economic threats before us. And as you will hear from our Executive Director, Liz Guggenheimer, the 2020 Business Law and Leadership Award celebrates volunteerism and community service. We are pleased to present this award to three distinguished honorees. Mark Stephenson has repeatedly emphasized the importance of lawyers actively giving back. Lucy Fato's dedication to nonprofit organizations is reflected by her work focused on children's education, the homeless, and public parks. Ms. Matilda Rafa Cuomo has advanced the rights of children, women, and families through decades of service. Lawyers Alliance has arranged for each to receive an engraved glass bowl for their home office since we cannot bequeath them these gifts in person. Please stay tuned for more about each honoree as the evening proceeds. Now let's hear more about Lawyers Alliance from some clients.
I heard about Lawyers Alliance from an executive director friend, and it has been incredible. I've worked with so many different lawyers, all of whom have come with such amazing generosity towards whatever issue we might have had at hand.
We really credit a lot of our ability to succeed with having a partnership with Lawyers Alliance and their availability to help us out with so many things.
The Alliance offers us opportunities to get involved in such meaningful work that it's really not that hard to become invested in the organizations such as Harlem Grown.
We plant fruits and vegetables, but we grow healthy children and sustainable communities. This is how you plant seeds of hope in a hopeless situation.
When we got involved with Harlem Grown, I don't think they had thought about the various issues that they were beginning to encounter.
We don't have the extra money for an attorney, and we all know how expensive they can be.
They didn't have contracts. By putting them in place, we were able to give them the comfort that they needed.
It was beyond helpful. They changed the trajectory and the speed of our growth.
It's important that we carve out time each week, each month to do this kind of work, so where there's a will, there's a way.
The Natural Areas Conservancy is focused on conserving and restoring 10,000 acres of New York City within New York City parks. We received a major grant to conduct a restoration project in Brooklyn's largest park, Marine Park. In order to proceed, we needed to set up multiple contracts with vendors.
I was able to look at their construction or services contract and suggest improvements, modifications. And then the other thing is I really understood and appreciated their mission.
Everyone's benefiting from the cleaner air, cleaner water, and cooler temperatures because our natural areas have been protected.
I grew up in a low-income housing complex in South Brooklyn, Coney Island, and part of what drew me to the Laundromat Project was helping people who I view as similar situations to myself.
We turn strangers into neighbors through the lens of community building and creativity, really focusing in on communities of color and artists predominantly of color.
The Workhouse Housing Group had generously offered to provide the space that we're sitting in free of charge to the Laundromat Project. But in order to finalize this, we needed to sign up some agreements.
We worked with Andrew and Stephen for almost a full year. They met with me, they met with my board. They kind of guided us through that whole process.
One of the first things I was asked to do was to help out Lawyers Alliance and the Laundromat Project on its IP protection. The Laundromat Project's trademark will help them create a consistent brand identity, which for any organization, nonprofit or otherwise, is really important for getting themselves out there and building recognition. Pro bono work is really a priority for so many lawyers, and Lawyers Alliance gives us all opportunities to help them out and help our communities as well.
Without Lawyers Alliance, we don't know what we would do. I couldn't imagine not having that resource at this point, and that assurance of having Lawyers Alliance behind us is everything.
Greetings. Throughout Lawyers Alliance's history, this organization has led the way locally and nationally for pro bono legal services by business and transactional lawyers. Our 51st year brings many threats and opportunities. Lawyers Alliance is focused on doing what we do best, mobilizing talented lawyers to advise nonprofits on pressing legal issues. Our purpose? To better the quality of life for low-income and disadvantaged New Yorkers. In these difficult times, we are deeply inspired by those who have doubled down on their commitment to serve and sustain New York neighborhoods. In just a few months, the nonprofit and legal sectors have repeatedly pivoted in many creative ways, working together. We recognize that many nonprofits who have sought legal advice to create and run COVID-19 relief funds, which are helping workers who have lost their jobs and at-risk individuals and families who had to stay put for safety reasons. We thank the many pro bono lawyers who are carefully reviewing those small print legal agreements that can have a big effect on our clients' operations. We have so much to learn from our many nonprofit clients who are increasing awareness and striving to advance racial justice. And we give a shout out tonight to the pro bono attorneys from law firms and corporations whose legal assistance is making it possible for our clients to focus on their very important missions. There is so much more we can do working together. The Lawyers Alliance team is ready, nimble, and eager. In the coming months and year, we plan to provide more customized legal services, including legal representation and consultations, to advise more nonprofits on a wide range of legal topics, such as effective board governance during times of crisis and recovery, collaborations and strategic alliances to pursue program opportunities or consolidate operations, the legal framework around lobbying political activity to help affected communities, and financing vehicles to manage financial stress, and more and more. Please let us help you be part of the solution. Lawyers Alliance is connecting nonprofits, lawyers, and communities. Tonight, you can help us. Please keep Lawyers Alliance strong by making the most generous contribution you can. And I think it's time for a toast. On behalf of Lawyers Alliance's board and staff, I want to salute the 2020 Gala sponsors who have already stepped up. Please join me, raise your glass for a toast as we say thank you. We thank our platinum sponsor, American International Group, or AIG, and our gold sponsors, HSBC, Dentons, O'Melveny, Paul Weiss, and Sullivan and Cromwell. Plus, we recognize the silver sponsors listed on the screen. You lighten our days and our nights, and we are so appreciative. Thank you to our leader and partner sponsors. You rock. Greetings from all the sponsors shown tonight will be posted on Lawyers Alliance's website after the gala. Next up, the Business Law and Leadership Awards. Congratulations to Mark, Lucy, and Mrs. Cuomo. And thank you all for joining us this evening.
Good evening. I'm Larry Young, the Vice Chair of the Lawyers Alliance Board. I have the privilege of introducing tonight's first honoree, Mark Stephenson. Mark is a Senior Executive Vice President and the General Counsel of HSBC North America Holdings, HSBC USA, and HSBC Bank USA. I've known Mark for about 20 or so years. We've crossed paths many times when he was at Morgan Stanley and more recently at HSBC. I admire him as a professional colleague and value him as a trusted friend. I can attest that Mark is extremely deserving of Lawyers Alliance's Business Law and Leadership Award because of his commitment to both excellent lawyering and community service. Mark is among the banking industry's top lawyers, but more importantly, he's a great leader, and that includes endeavors in pro bono and community service. Under Mark's leadership, HSBC's legal team has engaged in multiple service projects to improve education for young people, advise small businesses, combat food insecurity, clean our city's waterways, and otherwise sought to make a positive, profound, and lasting impact in our communities. A few lesser-known facts about Mark. He grew up in the Midwest in Des Moines, Iowa, which accounts for why he comes across as nicer than your typical New Yorker. Early on, his father shared his passion for sports and love of the outdoors, while his mother nurtured his appreciation for music and cooking. I'm told he makes a mean peanut brittle. He's an avid golfer, but the demands of his job make lowering that handicap a constant challenge, a problem I'm all too familiar with. So without further ado, congratulations, Mark.
Thank you, Lawyers Alliance, for this honor. And thanks also to my colleagues within and outside HSBC for being so supportive. And above all, thanks to my family, who continues to support me throughout. Congratulations to my fellow honorees, my former Davis Polk colleague, Lucy Fado, and Mrs. Matilda Cuomo. While we all may be gathering virtually, I have no doubt that today's attendees, logged in from multiple locations, share a common and tangible goal: improving the quality of life for those in need. Partnering with Lawyers Alliance to leverage the legal sector's skills is a great way to accomplish this. Lawyers Alliance, whose staff and volunteers have served over 700 nonprofit organizations in all 5 boroughs on more than 1,300 legal matters over the past year, is a shining example of how dedicated attorneys can create real and positive change throughout the city. As a board member of Horizons National, as well as a local Boys and Girls Club, I know firsthand how valuable pro bono legal work can be for resource-constrained nonprofits trying to navigate the myriad of corporate, regulatory, and transactional challenges before them. Since its founding in 1865, HSBC has adapted to and helped serve the needs of a changing world. In recent months, HSBC North America has helped governments, banks, and organizations raise, lend, and distribute over $1.3 billion for COVID-19 relief. Additionally, HSBC and its employees have pledged charitable giving over $25 million in response to the pandemic. I am proud to be part of HSBC's North America family, where our employees spent hundreds of hours in company-supported volunteer activities last year. In addition to cleaning up parks in lower-income communities in New York City and in Buffalo, members of our legal team have participated in dozens of volunteer events, ranging from creating bundles of books at Bernie's Book Bank, an organization committed to providing free quality books to underserved children in the Chicagoland area, to participating in mock interviews and providing resume feedback for individuals new to the job market or recently emigrated from outside the United States, to hosting pro bono clinics to share our legal expertise with individuals and organizations in need. We also strongly support diversity and inclusion at HSBC through a number of employee resource groups that recognize, support, and celebrate the differences among us, be it by age, ability, gender, sexuality, ethnicity, ability, caregiver, or veteran status. Our global CEO, Noel Quinn, recently reiterated this when he said, "What the crisis has done is emphasize the need for inclusion, whatever the circumstances or environment. From gender to sexuality to race, this crisis has emphasized the need for everybody to feel included." I understand its human tendency to retreat inward during times of crisis and to focus on ourselves, but I also know it is within our humanity that allows us to recognize how fortunate we are and to support the excellent work done by organizations such as Lawyers Alliance, who are able to reach out more broadly and help more people than any of us can on our own. I commend Lawyers Alliance for bringing together law firms, corporations, and nonprofit organizations to create better lives. Lawyers Alliance enables mission-driven organizations to provide vital community services. Its unique pro bono model brings out the best of our volunteers. We must support Lawyers Alliance, especially now, through donations and through continued pro bono legal work. I am pleased to accept this distinguished award on behalf of HSBC and in appreciation of the countless nonprofits, essential workers, and volunteers who are working tirelessly to be of service during these unprecedented times. Thanks so much.
Congratulations, Mark. Our next honoree, Lucy Fado, is Executive Vice President and General Counsel at American International Group, also known as AIG. She oversees the global legal compliance and regulatory functions of an insurance company operating in more than 80 countries and jurisdictions. Lucy is an incredibly effective and thoughtful collaborator and leader. She is also an unabashed advocate for the underserved and the nonprofit sector. AIG's legal pro bono program is incredibly active, and we are especially grateful to AIG volunteers who have been a huge help to Lawyers Alliance clients over the years. Please welcome Lucy Fado.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lucy Fado, General Counsel of AIG, and on behalf of my entire team, I want to thank Lawyers Alliance for this great honor. When I first started talking to Lawyers Alliance about this year's gala, I never could have imagined that I would be filming this video from my home office, which, by the way, did not exist before mid-March. COVID-19 has changed all of our lives, and our beloved New York City has been one of the cities that has suffered the most. We know that most things in our lives will never be the same, but for Lawyers Alliance, its mission and purpose have never been clearer or more needed. The founders of Lawyers Alliance had a great vision 51 years ago, that lawyers could and should be a vital force for change. This global humanitarian crisis is a call to action for all of us. Not only has COVID wreaked havoc on our daily lives, our health, and our economy, it has put a spotlight on many other social issues that have been festering for many years. The work Lawyers Alliance does to support so many nonprofits is needed now more than ever before. The relationship between AIG and Lawyers Alliance dates back at least 25 years. One of AIG's earliest clients, New Alternatives for Children, continues to support medically fragile children and their families so these children can live at home. Through our pro bono program, AIG colleagues have participated in many legal clinics, assisting entrepreneurs and others by reviewing legal documents and helping organizations improve their financial disclosures, employee manuals, and corporate governance documents. I'm extremely proud to oversee AIG's pro bono program, which last year alone had over 200 colleagues donate more than 4,400 hours to pro bono matters. Giving back to the communities we live and work in is part of the fabric of AIG, not just through pro bono work, but through many volunteer initiatives across the globe in the 80 jurisdictions we operate in. Many AIG employees are finding ways to continue pro bono work and to help COVID relief efforts, in most cases virtually, even as they adjust to working from home. I'd like to thank the sponsors, benefactors, and guests who supported this year's gala. If you have not yet donated to Lawyers Alliance, please do so. We need Lawyers Alliance to be financially strong so that it can continue to support the many great organizations that will be critical to New York City's future as we emerge from this pandemic. If financial support is not possible, there are many other ways to donate time or otherwise provide support. Lastly, I want to congratulate my co-honoree, Mark Stephenson, a very worthy recipient of this award, and to acknowledge what a privilege it is to share this evening with Mrs. Matilda Cuomo. Mrs. Cuomo has dedicated her life to public service and is an outstanding New Yorker. She is a hero and role model to many, including myself. Mrs. Cuomo has spent innumerable hours to make our great state of New York a symbol of hope and compassion for those most in need of support and help. At AIG, we are thrilled to be a part of the New York State Mentoring Program led by Mrs. Cuomo, and our colleagues who participate get so much satisfaction out of the time they spend with their young mentees. In addition to being former First Lady of New York, Mrs. Cuomo is also the current First Mother of New York State. Governor Andrew Cuomo has shown incredible leadership and empathy during this crisis, which I'm certain has a lot to do with his mom. Mitch Auslander, a dear friend of mine and a partner at Wilkie Farr, will tell you more about Mrs. Cuomo. Thank you again to Lawyers Alliance, its great staff, and to everyone who made this evening possible. Again, on behalf of my team at AIG, we are truly honored to receive this award. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lucy. I'm Mitch Auslander, as you just heard. I've been practicing law for more than 40 years, but I have to say that tonight I feel like I am a rookie pinch hitting for Babe Ruth. Mrs. Cuomo is such a wonderful honoree for a volunteer organization like Lawyers Alliance. She has spent her entire life supporting volunteerism in many respects. She has devoted her life to women's causes, to children's causes, and family in general, and what she would call in Italian, la famiglia. She's truly a force of nature. I had the good fortune to meet her many years ago when Mario Cuomo became a partner in our firm. And in the course of that, I learned all about the mentoring program, both from the first governor and from Matilda, and got involved in it because it is such a wonderful, wonderful cause. Mrs. Cuomo, as you'll hear from her a bit later on tape, started the mentoring program in New York State. It was probably the first one in the country to do mentoring on a one-to-one basis. And it continued, and she has continued with it throughout these decades now, to the point where we have probably several thousand pairings of mentors and mentees. Lucy mentioned one of those to you. Wilkie Farr is involved in another, but there are many, many more across the state. She is probably the most passionate person I have met about public service, particularly when it comes to children. She is absolutely dedicated, having raised 5 of her own and done well. She has now shared her skills, her love, her affection with countless other children, including ones that she mentored herself. She is truly a remarkable person. She continues to run the mentoring program every day. I work with her, I speak to her quite frequently. She is coming up with new ideas for expanding the program, things that most people wouldn't even think of, because it is really what she truly loves and is fantastic at. So again, I am honored tonight to accept this award on her behalf, and thank you all for it. And now I understand there's a short video so you can hear from the Babe Ruth of mentoring herself. Thank you.
My teacher, Miss Collier, who really put me on the path of becoming a teacher, she said to me, look, your grades are very good. Keep in school, doing the same thing you're doing, and go to high school and then college. And would you like to be a teacher like me? I never forgot it. Just like today, the children were dropping out of school. They were not realizing the importance of education. My mantra was the home, the school, the community. When the home or one of these pillars, these strong pillars, is inadequate or broken, the child is going to suffer. And he said, we have to do something. You've got to get a bipartisan committee together right away of the best people you can choose in all the fields of development for children. To have the first New York State mentoring program in the country, one-to-one, school-based, and statewide was a phenomenon.
We're going to set up a mentoring commission, and it will be led pro bono by Mrs. Matilda Cuomo. Stand up.
You have to let this child understand there's diversity here in this country. Come from all over the world, and you belong here. I did this with Ellie Delgado in the 4th grade, but I put her through elementary school, high school. She was leaving in the 5th grade. She didn't want to continue. And she went to Hudson Valley Community College. I'm so proud of her because she understood, she really got it, that the education is the key. Children need a lot of attention. The mentor has to learn to get that child out and say, who are you, by the way? Where do you come from? Where are your folks from? This is a mentor looking at that child. I'm here for you. They get it, they know that, and they love it.
Our mission is to bring people together by presenting arts and cultural traditions from all around the world. Queens is the most diverse county in America, and there's over 140 languages spoken in Queens.
The Flushing Town Hall matter started as a discrete corporate governance matter. Their bylaws were in need of amendment, so the client engagement grew and expanded organically over the course of a few years, and we helped Flushing Town Hall navigate their name change.
When you have the kind of assistance that Lawyers Alliance has been providing to us over the years, it's really invaluable. I can sleep a little bit easier at night because, again, we've been able to access the expertise of the lawyers who work with Lawyers Alliance.
That if you want to work with a pro bono provider who is going to partner with you, to consult with you, to have experts on hand, provide additional guidance, Lawyers Alliance is going to do that.
Hello, everyone. Congratulations again to all of tonight's honorees. I'm so grateful to be a part of this incredible organization and for all of the generous and exemplary individuals who make our work possible. I hope as you watch tonight that you feel a part of the Lawyers Alliance family. Your support means so much to us. As board chair of Lawyers Alliance, I'm fortunate to see the impact our team has on so many people in our city, and I'm proud of the incredible work we complete behind the scenes without fanfare or glory. For over 50 years, Lawyers Alliance has been fueling the critical work of New York City's nonprofits. And without Lawyers Alliance, hundreds of the city's nonprofits would struggle to obtain adequate legal services to advance their work. I'm sure you know what's coming next. I hope you've had your Lawyers Alliance green cocktails, the emphasis on the plural, because now I'm going to ask you to join me by donating tonight. A gift of any size makes a huge difference and sends a great message of support. And our goal is 100% participation. And donating tonight is really easy. Please take out your phone and text for New York to 44321. That's the number 4, NEWYORK, to the number 44321. Hit send and you'll receive a link instantly where you can make your gift. And once you've made your gift, your name will appear on the screen. I know this might take a second, so I'll give you some time. And again, please take out your phone and text for New York to 44321. If you prefer, you can give anonymously. You can also donate online at lawyersalliance.org, donate online, or through a donor-advised fund. Simply shoot us an email or ask one of our moderators in the chat room for details. In fact, my wife Maureen and I kicked this off just before we went live with a $5,000 donation, so please join us as supporters of Lawyers Alliance. Again, your support will make a big impact during this pandemic when so many of our clients are facing new legal and financial challenges. So now please text for New York to 44321. Let's see who's joining us as supporters. Ellen Ching, $250. Thank you. Doreen Lillianfield, $5,000. So generous, Doreen. Thank you for your board service. We've got $52 from an anonymous donor. That's really appreciated. Michelle Wilder, $100. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Each year, Lawyers Alliance staff and more than 2,000 volunteer attorneys work to enable approximately 700 nonprofits to improve life in New York City, particularly its low-income communities. Lawyers Alliance educational programs reach thousands of nonprofit managers and attorneys each year. The legal work being celebrated tonight translates into measurable positive outcomes. Yes, money saved on legal fees can be used for programs. However, the impact is much greater. As a result of Lawyers Alliance's services, clients report that they've enhanced their programs, their operations, and their financial performance. Help us sustain this important work. Looks like we've got Jonathan Hacker for $250. Courtney Darts, $103. Thank you, Courtney. Sandra Hauser, $100. Joanne Tromansky, $100. Veronica Wissel, $256. Thank you, Veronica, and thank you for your board service. So it's exciting. I want to thank all of you. This has been inspiring, and we're so grateful for your support. Text to give is open all night, so please participate as you are able. And now, we say good night. Thank you again to all of you for turning in, and special thanks to our sponsors and everyone who made a gift in honor of tonight's virtual gala. Good night.
Bye.